The past 5 years, my skills as a DIYer have really improved to a point where I consider myself now a carpenter. Nothing shows this off more than my island in my kitchen. I started out 5 years ago on this desk, turning it into a functional kitchen island. And while I thought that this flip was very, very clever, it's kind of funny to me now looking back at the choices that I made, starting with these legs. I just used 2x4s that I cut into a crude shape with butt joints and Kreg screws, and I put these together to hoist the desk as high as I needed it, instead of building more functional storage at the bottom of this desk or doing just more decorative and beautiful legs. At this point in my DIY journey, I had some experience, mostly on furniture, but for some reason I decided not to even prime this desk before painting. Typically, I would prime, especially something that's going to get such heavy use, like a kitchen island, right? This is going to get touched and used every single day. Like, primer is a must. I don't even know what I'm doing. For the middle part of this desk-turned kitchen island, it had a slide out for a keyboard. I moved that down so it can become a slide-out drawer. Then I added a piece of plywood to the bottom so that the whole center of the desk became functional storage. This is great and really was very functional, but the access door to this middle cavity was a huge mistake. I had no idea how to work around the curved edges of the desk, so I ended up mounting the hinges on the very top. So now this door opens up in a way that makes it very difficult to access, and I held it up with my head when I would take things in and out of there. For the countertop, I wanted to try epoxy since it's a popular choice for DIYers. So I cut 2 sheets of plywood, I glued and screwed them together, and then I painted them to look like faux marble. My epoxy was a disaster. I thought it was very messy, difficult to work with, and I did a whole video that went kind of viral about it, and a lot of people hating on my opinion, but I've never done epoxy since because I know some of it was like inexperience and user error, but overall I just felt like it's not worth it and it's not as durable as I needed for my family. In the end, I just sealed it with polyacrylic, and over the last 5 years, I've had to redo this counter 3 times because it's just not a durable enough surface. So you can see that this is how the island turned out. While I think I was very clever to repurpose an old desk, and I love all the storage that was built in, our demanding life with 4 children and how often I cook in my kitchen, I just needed something more high quality. I wanted a stone counter and I wanted more storage that was easier to keep clean. The thing that I knew I would miss the most about my desk turned kitchen island were the pull-out cutting boards, so I incorporated that into my new island design. Before we get into my new upgraded island, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek while I talk about our sponsor, Hungry Root. Hungry Root is a meal and grocery delivery service, and it's different than all the others you've heard about because you can get actual groceries from here, anything you want. You sign up for a plan, however many meals, breakfasts, etc. that you want per week, and you get credits you can spend. I am so impressed with the quality of food. I've tried a lot of different meal delivery services, and Hungry Root just makes the most sense to me because it's so easy to pick and choose what you want to use your credits on and order, instead of just getting like pre-made meals and recipes. But speaking of recipes, if you want to really streamline your grocery shopping, Hungry Root does offer tons of healthy, easy to prepare recipes. Some have as little as 3 or 4 ingredients, and it's all ready to assemble for quick and streamlined meals. This saves me so much time and money in my weekly grocery shopping and meal planning. Through Hungry Root, I'm exploring all kinds of different cuisines and foods I've never had before, like this feta cucumber dip and chicken shawarma pita. It was amazing. Everything I eat, I can trust is healthy. They are free of partially hydrogenated oils, artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, etc. I love that it's all food I can trust to feed my growing family family and that they have options for all dietary restrictions like vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, etc. So if you're ready to try Hungryroot, go to the link in my description and take the fun short quiz to get started. The first 100 people to use my code WOODS40 will get 40% off their first grocery order with Hungryroot. So now I want to take you through my most recent build, which was my brand new kitchen island. I designed the whole kitchen island in my head, scratched it out on paper, and then built it using 3/4 inch plywood, stretchers, pocket holes, and screws. Not only was building something of this magnitude very intimidating for me, but it was my first time ever working with a hardwood. I built the face frames for these cabinets out of red oak, and I was so nervous to work with red oak as it's very easy to splinter and crack. I'm really proud to say that not only did I successfully build with red oak without too many troubles, but I also was able to stain match with the prefab doors and drawer fronts I had coming. Red oak is notorious for having red undertones and being difficult to get a neutral finish. So this also just shows how far I've come as far as my finishing abilities. I was able to mix up a custom stain and finish this island in something that is going to be so much more durable than paint. My old kitchen island had wood drawers on wooden slides, and I'm going to be doing undermount Blum soft close slides for this new kitchen island. What a huge upgrade. Oh my gosh, as I've done more and more projects, I can recognize better what it's worth to splurge on, and let me tell you, these slides were worth it. If the kitchen is the heart of the home and the island is the center of your kitchen, it feels so intimidating to be permanently installing something. I felt as though this install had to be perfect, but I also trusted my skills. And I know that I'm handy enough. If things go terribly wrong, I could probably fix them. This time around, there's no wobbly legs installed. I'm setting my cabinets as far down to the ground as possible. I'm not even doing a toe kick in order to utilize the space most efficiently. Even though I've learned a lot, I'm still not comfortable doing electrical, so I called in my electrician to wire up this island for a microwave drawer and an outlet on the outside. My old island never had electricity going to it, so this is a huge upgrade. For this build, I really wanted to focus on high quality materials so that this would last decades. We are going with oak prefab drawers, drawer fronts, doors, and panels from the company New Cabinets. These are very high quality, much higher than I would have been able to build myself. I think I'm going to be really happy that I went with this high density paneling that is wipeable and really durable. Sometimes it makes more sense to buy than DIY. And this project is kind of a perfect mix of both. I also subbed out the countertop fabrication and installation. If you remember, I did fabricate our other counters out of solid surface, but the island is getting quartz. I finally get my durable stone. Throughout my years of projects, I've learned lots of tricks. This one's one of my favorites. Use carpet tape to perfectly place your drawer fronts before installation. These are almost full overlay, and I'm really proud of how perfectly I space these just by eyeballing it, but I'm still not quite brave enough to do full inset. If you've done full inset drawers, you are more impressive than me. If you'd like to see a more detailed breakout of how exactly I built this island, all of my tips and tricks, and some of the obstacles I overcame to build this, then be sure to click the link that's in the cards to see my previously published video. In my opinion, my new island is so much better than my last one. There's not even a comparison. So even though they're similar in which the countertop overhangs two sides and it's a similar blueprint, this one has so much more storage. And I did incorporate 2 pull-out cutting boards like the old one had. I built my cabinet boxes to accommodate the size of cutting boards that you could just buy readily off of Amazon. I organized all my drawers to fit the things I need in my kitchen most efficiently. And if you didn't notice, some of the shelving cabinets that I built went on the back side of the island, and I did full overlay doors to create hidden storage for pantry items and rarely used kitchen gadgets. I hope in this video you were inspired to see what I was capable of 5 years ago versus what I can do now. and that it makes you realize if you keep learning and you keep pushing yourself and you keep DIYing, then you can come so far. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the woods.